What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre are injured, Roman could lose both titles at Wrestlemania, John Cena unable to work Wrestlemania 39, Bad Bunny returning to WWE, Goldberg getting ready for a ring return, good news for Barry Windham, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out Wrestlelamia.co.uk and our new wrestling channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at Roman and Drew are injured. Atop of today's news is a report concerning the WWE's top star as well as SmackDown's number 2 babyface. Dave Meltzer is reporting that Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre are both out after suffering the same type of injury during their War Games match at Survivor Series. Meltzer reported both Reigns and McIntyre are out of action for right now due to suffering ruptured eardrums at Survivor Series. It's a short-term thing and both should be back soon. Reigns is not on any of the post-Christmas shows, not even MSG. McIntyre is expected back for those shows. Apparently, McIntyre continued working after the injury, and according to Meltzer, McIntyre was hurt at Survivor Series but kept working on through the 4th December house show in Portland, Maine, but didn't realize he was hurt that bad until he was examined after that show. He posted being medically disqualified on 5th December, but he and WWE did not say what the exact injury was. The War Games match is no stroll in the park for anyone involved despite wrestling's work nature. Both War Games matches saw its various participants take some sick bumps, which makes the fact that only Reigns and McIntyre were injured somewhat surprising. I haven't helped the WWE if Reigns were to be injured or otherwise disposed for a lengthy amount of time. However, it's about to see that WWE may finally be doing something about this, as next up, Roman Reigns can lose both titles. While fans have heard rumors about the WWE untangling the mess it made when it unified the WWE Championship and Universal Championship at WrestleMania 38, there's renewed talk that WWE is finally going to do something to have the world title for Raw and one for SmackDown. According to the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, one of the things talked about internally in WWE is for Reigns to wrestle both nights at Mania, with the working ideas being Cody Rhodes and Dwayne Johnson. Nothing is definite, and actually today the best bet is that they won't take place like that. There's also talk of splitting up the titles so Raw has a world champion after Mania. As mentioned, fans have heard talk that WWE splitting the titles pretty much as soon as they were unified, with rumors that the USA Network wasn't happy with the lack of a world title. According to Meltzer, any plans for this are unlikely to happen soon, but anything until probably mid-January when plans have to be finalized because the Rumble for this year is just talk. Like the complete overreaction when I noted that Johnson winning the Rumble thing as the internal pie-in-the-sky idea, which of course in a perfect world that's what you would want to do, but that hardly means a perfect world scenario is what's going to happen given Johnson has far bigger things on his plate like the XFL launch, movies, TV, whatever. Whether this happens or not remains to be seen, but if the WWE does have Roman defend the titles on both nights, let's hope they avoid burying 2 wrestlers in one weekend by having the Tribal Chief beat both opponents. Next up, John Cena unable to work Wrestlemania 39. Our fans looking for a John Cena appearance at Wrestlemania 39 may be disappointed, as it appears to be a possibility Cena won't be available for the 2023 Showcase of the Immortals. Meltzer is reporting in this week's Observer that there's question regarding Cena at Mania. He's scheduled to be in Australia throughout February and March filming the movie Ricky Stanicky, a comedy with Zac Efron. That's not to say that a Cena appearance is out of the question, but with Mania taking place on 1st and 2nd April, it'd be cutting it close for the WWE to expect Cena to be able to wrestle. All it would take would be for the shooting to run over and Cena would be unable to make it to the WWE show of shows. Nevertheless, Cena has always prided himself on making himself available whenever possible. Fans may have to settle for a Cena appearance rather than a match, and if Meltzer's information on the film's shooting schedule is accurate, it'd be a good idea not to promote any Cena appearances and disappoint the fans. Next up, an update on Miro's AEW absence. Here's a follow-up to the recent story where we pondered where the former TNT champion Miro has been. You may recall Fightful Select reported that Miro is not injured or otherwise sidelined, but that AEW had no creative plans for him. However, Dave Meltzer is disputing the creative story and reports. Fightful reported that Miro was healthy and not doing acting and was not being used because there was no creative idea for him. The first part is accurate, the second part is very much not. He isn't injured and he is available. According to the Meltzer report, ideas were presented for him in September for an angle that would go through Full Gear, but he wasn't down with them, so rather than put him on TV for no purpose, they're waiting for him to agree to creative. is expected to be back soon and the sides have been talking. AEW has enough talent that they shouldn't throw wrestlers out without a storyline to support them, but the story does invite the question what angle was presented for Miro that he turned down. Next up, the real reason Veer Mahan was pulled from NXT Deadline. What's going on with monster heel Veer Mahan? Mahan recently returned to NXT and formed Indus Sher. Indus Sher was booked to wrestle the Creed brothers at NXT Deadline, but the match was cancelled because Julius Creed would not be 100%. However, speaking on the Wrestling Observer Radio, Meltzer revealed that the real reason for Veer's absence is the real story is that Veer's not cleared. They're trying to protect him because Veer and Sangha have to be healthy for that India show because it's built around them, and that's in mid-January. And there's a lot of money involved in that, so they basically can't risk him being hurt to miss that show, so they pulled him from this show, which is, from a financial standpoint, not important at all. Next up, Bad Bunny returning to WWE. Now is Bad Bunny coming back? That's the rumour making the rounds after Triple H tweeted a picture of himself and the Grammy Award-winning star in LA. Adding these comments from the game, and there's talk that Bad Bunny could return to the ring in 2023. Little bit of a spoiler, he and I are going to have a conversation very soon. It's already scheduled. We're going to go and see what's available. He's the biggest music star in the world, so let's go. Bad Bunny made a lasting impression when he competed at Wrestlemania 37 and last year's Royal Rumble. Would you guys like to see Bad Bunny hop back into the ring? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, a wild rumour, Sasha Banks in AEW. It's time for the latest talk concerning Mercedes Varnado, aka WWE superstar Sasha Banks. As Banks' status with the WWE continues to remain a mystery, a recent report from PW Insider's Mike Johnson has fans talking about Mercedes appearing outside the WWE in 2023. Mercedes Varnado, aka WWE Sasha Banks, is expected to be at New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 17 event next month, according to several sources close to the situation. While it's unknown whether Varnado will be appearing before the live crowd, we're told that New Japan Pro Wrestling is bringing Varnado into the event. As we stressed on our website's discussion of the possible New Japan trip, there's zero word on whether Banks is a guest, will appear on TV, or wrestle. However, the New Japan story has renewed the rumours that Banks might be headed to AEW after a May walkout on WWE. Consider this by Wrestling News. Nothing is confirmed, but many fans are speculating that Banks will be the person brought in by Bow Wow to wrestle against Jade Cargill for the TBS Championship. After this week's episode of Dynamite, there was speculation from fans who thinks that Banks could be the mystery partner for Soraya in the tag team match against World Champion Jamie Hayter and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. That match is scheduled for January 11th in LA. Would you guys like to see Sasha wrestle if she decides to compete in the squared circle again? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Charlotte Flair ready to return? And we'll talk that Charlotte Flair's WWE return is coming soon. After months of hype videos for Charlotte Flair, Meltzer is reporting Creative is making plans for Charlotte Flair's return. There certainly isn't a slam on Meltzer, but people have been talking about the Queen's return since she finished her honeymoon. A return seems imminent, but the rumour has it that Charlotte had personal matters to attend to first, hence the delay in her return. Next up, Goldberg getting ready for a ring return? A recent message from wrestling icon Bill Goldberg suggests the Hall of Famer hasn't retired just yet. Big Bad Bill recently posted a shot of himself looking jacked, telling the fans, "My days aren't done yet. My days may be numbered, but my days are not over with yet. I've got a monstrous garage and gym being built that will be done in about a month. If you think I'm not going to be living in there for the rest of my life, preparing for what's next, you're crazy." Word has it that Goldberg's WWE contract expires soon, which could lead to a new deal with the WWE or a trip elsewhere. And finally, good news for Barry Windham. Last but not least, good news for Barry Windham, who recently suffered a heart attack and was battling for his life in the ICU. The Hall of Famer's niece tweeted, "Thank you to all who have reached out, prayed, contributed and sent well wishes to my Uncle Bray this week. I wanted to give an update. I'm grateful to say he is stabilised and out of ICU, talking and able to stand. Thanks again everyone. There absolutely is power in prayer." Now we're happy to hear Mr. Windham is doing better and send our heartfelt wishes for a speedy recovery. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumours you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.